Congratulations. I rejoice with everyone on the start of a new year, year 2021. 2020 was a very harsh but remarkable year. With you all our partners in growth, we triumph over the hurdles that later all our paths. On behalf of the board, I say thank you to all our stakeholders that help us in attaining new heights. I particularly appreciate the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, a passionate, committed, and transformational leader. Thank you for the giant leaps we made, especially through Eco-Excel initiative. I equally thank our amiable and pleasant Deputy Governor, Dr. Obafemi Kadri Hamzat, for his immense support for all the activities of the board. I thank the Honorable Commissioner of Education, Mrs. Folashade Adefisayo, for her remarkable leadership role in the sector. To the Executive Secretary, Dr. Hamid Boboyi, and management staff of UBEC, ministries, departments, and agencies in the state that partner with us to ensure the smooth running of the basic education sector, I say thank you. To our corporate friends who stood by us and the people of Lagos State despite the harsh economic realities, I express our heartfelt gratitude. I'm particularly pleased with all our private sector partners in the recently launched Project Zero initiative. I cannot forget our wonderful teachers and parents who ensure that our children continue to learn even when our schools were shut. My sincere appreciation to the entire management and staff of LASUBEB and the education family for their hard work and commitment all year round. Let us get back to work with a renewed energy. Together we can achieve more. I wish everyone a happy, healthy, and prosperous 2021. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àjùmọ̀ṣe ni o.
Hello pupils, you're welcome to another wonderful edition of your favorite program, The Classroom in Your Home, a program organized by the Lagos State Government and packaged by the Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board, LASUBEB, to ensure that you are academically engaged in addition to what you're learning in school. I am Auntie Funmi, your English Studies teacher, and as usual, I have with me your wonderful teachers.
Hello children, I am your mathematics teacher, Uncle Agbaje, but you know me as the Mathemagician.
Uncle Popo is here, your general studies teacher.
And we also have our sign language interpreter, Uncle Wale, in the house. Together, we are bringing the classroom into your home. Please stay tuned. Pupils, you are welcome to Auntie Funmi's class. In our English Studies lesson today, we will continue with our topic, correct usage of some words. You will recall that in our last lesson, we looked at some words that are wrongly used, and we looked at the correct usage of those words. So we are going to go further into the same topic today, correct usage of some words. Before we go into the lesson proper for today, let's have the correction to our homework. Did you do yours? Why not bring it out and let's look at it together? We asked you to make simple but correct sentences with reshuffle, runny nose, and go hat in hand or go cap in hand. So, here are my sentences. What about you? So, 3 sentences, simple but correctly used. What about you? Then let's celebrate you with a cheer. Good job, you. You're awesome, totally. Now to the learning objective for today's lesson. Don't forget, today we're continuing with that topic, correct usage of some words. And by the end of today's lesson, you should be able to use the right and correct words in English, just the way we did the other time. So, it's time. Are we ready? Let's begin. The first set of words we're going to look at today is what you usually say, another money, another money. Maybe that just gave you some amount of money, maybe for your lunch in school, and you needed some more. Then you say, Daddy, give me another money for another money. Is it correct to say another money? No, it is not. To a Nigerian here, the phrase, give me another money, may seem completely fine. But to anyone not familiar with the Nigerian version of the English language, it will probably seem very odd. What do you mean by another money? The important thing to know here is that money is an uncountable noun. You can't say another money. It is very incorrect for you to say another money. Use more money instead. Daddy, please give me more money. More money, not another money. Because money is an uncountable noun. Are we together? Now, opportune. Opportune. O-P-P-O-R-T-U-N-E. Opportune. From opportunity. Opportune. You will easily find the word opportune in the English dictionary, but probably in a very different context. Nigerians widely use opportune as a verb, and at times you even add ed, and at times you even add nd. Okay. Okay. You will easily find the word opportune in the English dictionary, but probably in a very different context. Nigerians widely use opportune as a verb, and you even add an ed ending to it to use it in the past tense. For example, you say something like, I was opportuned to get a new job. The truth is that the only correct use of opportune is as an adjective, not a verb. It is incorrect for you to use the word opportune as a verb. You can only use it as an adjective. For example, it was an opportune time to express my appreciation. This is correct. It was an opportune time it was an opportune time to express my appreciation. It is incorrect for you to say, I was opportune. You don't use it as a verb. Rather, you use it as an adjective. Are we together? And there is no word like opportuned, as in using it in the past form, adding ed to it. It is incorrect. So, opportune is best used as an adjective and not as a verb. Talkless. Talkless. This is another word that is wrongly used. Often you use it wrongly. Talkless is one of those words and phrases that are nearly exclusive to Nigeria. Instead of meaning something that is silent, talkless in Nigeria is used in the same context as let alone. For example, I have a sentence like, I didn't have breakfast, let alone dinner. That is correct. I didn't have breakfast, let alone dinner. But then, in the Nigerian English context, you will say something like, I didn't have breakfast, talk less of dinner. You are now using talk less in place of let alone. That is another mistake. So, talk less is not synonymous to let alone, but using it that way. The correct sentence should be, I didn't have breakfast, let alone dinner. Not, I didn't have breakfast, talk less of dinner. Are we together? I believe you're learning. Good. Look at this again. Complimentary card. Complimentary card. This is what we call business card. It is called what? Business card. This phrase is very senseless when you say complimentary card, because the word complimentary simply means free. When you say complimentary, it means free. Example, the artist gave me a complimentary copy of his new CD. It means a complimentary copy of the new CD means a free copy of his new CD. So a complimentary card will simply mean a free card, and therefore has nothing that denotes business or work. Rather than say complimentary card, please make use of the term business card or contact card. Are we together? Do not say complimentary card. Children, it's better for you to say business card or contact card. I believe you're learning. Good. Let's look at the next word. Yesteryears. Yesteryears. This word, yesteryears, is an old-fashioned word. It is sometimes used for literary effects. But actually in standard English, it has no plural. It remains yesteryear. Yesteryear. Whether it is used as a singular or plural, it remains yesteryear, not yesteryears. Are we together? Well done, children. Installmentally. That's another word. Installmentally. This word is a favorite of many Nigerians. Yes. Especially between traders and customers. But sadly, it simply does not exist in any standard dictionary. It does not exist. It is used to denote a bit-by-bit payment for items and commodities. The correct rendition of the word is in installment or by installment. In installment or by installment. I'm going to pay for this car in installments. I'm going to pay in installments. Not I'm going to pay instrumentally. It is an invention and it is incorrect. Honey. C-U-N-N-Y. Honey. This is a word that we use. We Nigerians, we use it to describe someone that is being deceitful or crafty. But it is not a word in standard English. It is not a word in standard English. The correct term or the correct term to use is cunning. C-U-N-N-I-N-G. And not cunning. C-U-N-N-Y. When you want to refer to somebody that is deceitful, that is crafty, then you say the person is cunning. C-U-N-N-I-N-G. Cunning. Not cunning. C-U-N-N-Y. Are we together? On or off light. On or off light. I can see some people smiling because they've always been saying that. On or off the light. Still on the confusion of parts of speech, we sometimes use expressions like off the light, on the light, as if off and on were verbs. On and off are not verbs. So, when you say on the light, how dare you say that? It is incorrect for you to say that. But you rather say put on, put off, switch on or switch off the light. Put off the light. Put on the light. Switch on the light. Switch off the light. Can we do that together? Put on the light. Put off the light. Switch on the light. Switch off the light. Please don't say on the light. Off the light. On the television. Go and on the gen. No. You put off, you put on, you switch on, you switch off. Are we together? Good job, you. Did you have fun in today's lesson? Did you learn new things? It is activity time. Yes, evaluation time. Please make sentences with the following words. Hair salon. You remember that in our last lesson? Switch off. Cunning. C-U-N-N-I-N-G. Hair salon. Switch off. Cunning. How many seconds should I give you for that? I give you 30 seconds. I'll be back. Welcome back. By now you should have made 3 simple but correct sentences using hair salon, switch off, and conning. If you could recall, we said hair salon is what you call your barbing salon. And we said it is wrong for you to say barbing salon. Hair salon is more appropriate. So let's see the sentences I have here. And let's see yours too. Let's compare notes. Do you have something close to these 3 sentences? Then you deserve to be celebrated with a cheer. Good job, you. Well done. You're awesome, totally. And now your assignment. Your assignment. You know, your assignment is what guarantees you winning gifts from the Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board, Lagos State Government. So, this is your assignment. Make sentences with the following words. Yesteryear. I already told you there's no word as yesteryears. Either in the singular or in the plural form, we have yesteryear. Installment. No word like instrumentally. In installment or by installment. Defection. Moving from one group to another. There's no such word as cross-carpeting. Either defection, crossing the floor, or party switching. Contact card. That is what you've been calling complimentary card. No, it's either you call it a business card or a contact card. So, for your assignment, make simple sentences with these 4 words. In the next 20 seconds, please capture your assignment. I'll be back to sign out. Well done, children. You have copied your assignment. Make sure you do your assignment. Submit the dedicated number. And make sure you write your name, your school, and your local government education authority. That is the only way by which you can be identified and rewarded accordingly. So, that's it for today. We have come to the end of the English Studies lesson for today. And today we looked at some words that we often use incorrectly. And we looked at the correct forms. Yes, I had fun teaching you, and I believe you enjoy learning too. So it's time for me to hand you over to the mathematician, Uncle Agbaje, for another beautifully packaged mathematics lesson. Don't forget, Auntie Fumi is always proud of you. Bye.
Hello, children. You're welcome to this segment of the program, The Classroom in Your Home. It is mathematics time, and that means it is time for some action. I am Uncle Agbaje. Today in mathematics, we are still working with perimeters that pertain to circular shapes. In fact, we'll be looking at the perimeter of semicircles and quadrants. Do you remember what semicircles are? How about quadrants? Well, if you do not, in the course of today's lesson, your memory will be joggled. So let's look at the correction to the previous homework. In our last lesson, we were taught to find the circumference of circles when you know only the radius. Okay, and that is very easy. To find the circumference of a circle in the way that we have been taught, we need the diameter. But if we do not know the diameter and we know the radius, from the radius we can get the diameter. Using the principle of use what you have to get what you need. Okay, so we know that the diameter is 2 times of the radius. So the radius in this case is 6.3, and so the diameter will be 2 times of that. 6.3 times 2 will give us 12.6. I mean, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 6 is 12, and there is 1 decimal place. That is settled. Now we know the diameter. The diameter is what we need to find the circumference of the circle. Remember, the circumference is pi times the diameter, and that is 22/7 times the diameter, which is 22/7 times 12.6 in this case. So all we have to do is just see if 7 can go, and yes, 7 is a factor. Let's see. Let's select it right here. Okay. Now 7 goes here, 1. 7 goes in 12 one time, remaining 5. There is a decimal point here though, so I put it here. Now 5, 7 goes in 56 8 times. So now I have 22 times 1.8 and 22 times 1.8 centimeter. And when we multiply that further, we would get 39.6. I do not want to waste too much time with this, but I believe that this is what you got, my friend. Let's check out the second one quickly. To find the circumference of this circle, this radius is 25 centimeters, and that means the diameter will be 50 centimeter, double of 25 centimeters. Now that we know the diameter, we just multiply it by pi, and that is 22/7 times 50 centimeters. But in this case, 7 cannot divide 50, neither can 7 divide 22. So we multiply 22 by 50 and we get 1,100, then we divide by 7. And so when you work that out, you will get 157 remaining 1/7. Let's quickly rush through that. Okay, so 1100 divided by 7. 7 goes here 1, 7 goes here 1, remaining 4. 7 goes in 40 5 times, remaining 5. 7 goes in 50 7 times, remaining 1. That will still need to divide by 7. That is 1/7. So our final answer is 157.17 centimeter. I believe that these are the answers that you got, my friend. Because that is the answer that you got. So I will celebrate you with a chair, because you're smart, my friend. Now, are you ready for today's lesson? Well, today's lesson will just build on all that we have learned in the past 2 lessons. So if you have been paying attention, then you have no problem, my friend. What are the learning objectives? By the end of today's lesson, we should be able to calculate the perimeter of semicircles. We should also be able to calculate the perimeter of quadrants. Finally, you should have an idea of how to calculate the perimeter of all other shapes that are pertaining to a circle. So without wasting much time, let's just move right into it. Perimeter of semicircles to begin with. Now, this is a semicircle. The semicircle is half of a circle. Do you remember? A semicircle is half of a circle. And it is made up of an arc and a diameter. So this is the diameter that passes through the center. Remember the diameter? The line that divides the circle. And then the arc, which goes round. So a semicircle is an arc that touches the diameter end on end like that. Okay? So the arc from A to C is 1/2 of the circumference of the circle. Remember that the circumference is the total distance around the circle. If you pick a starting point and you go around to the starting point again, you would have traversed the circumference. But this arc will be half of the full journey like this. Okay, so this is the full journey, but this white part is not part of the line. So this red line, when you start from this point and you come to the end of the red line, you would have gone half of the journey, and to complete the journey you have to go through this white part. But for semicircles, we cannot go the whole journey, we will only go half the journey. But it's important to note that from the beginning of this line to the other side of the red line is just half of the full circumference. Okay, now to find the length of this arc now, it's very easy. We know how to find the whole distance, that's the circumference. So to find the length of just half, just take half of the circumference. I will take that again. The whole distance is the full circumference, and that is multiplying pi by the diameter. So to go half of the distance, to be half of the circumference. That is multiplying pi by the diameter and dividing your answer into 2. Okay, so we will do that exactly to find the perimeter of a circumference. But when we do that, we would have only gotten the distance from this point to this point. But how to go back to the starting point? We will have to go along this diameter, the line. So starting from this point, going to the other point and ending here, we first have to find this arc, which is half of the circumference. Then we will add this straight line to come back to the starting point. So we find 1/2 of the circumference of the circle, this one, and then we complete the perimeter by adding the length of the diameter. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Start from here, come to the other side, half of the circumference, then add the diameter to come back to the starting point. It's as simple as that. Now let's look at working examples. Calculate the perimeter of this semicircle. Okay, so let's see. The length of the arc is half of the circumference. That is half of the pi times diameter. The circumference is pi times diameter. So imagine that there is a full circle here. You know what, let me just draw it for you to see. So if there is a full circle here, some here, yeah. So this red line from here to here, this red line is just half of that. And so we need to find that length first. So let's do that. So half of that will be half of pi times diameter. That is half of 22/7 times 84 centimeter, because the diameter in this case is 84 centimeters. So now let's reduce it as far as we can go. 7 goes there 1, 7 goes there 1, remaining 1, 7 goes in 14, 2 times. 2 goes there 1, 2 goes in 22, 11 times. Now we have 1 in the denominator. When we multiply 1 times 11 times 12, 11 times 12, that should give us what? 132, my friend. And so we'll get 132 centimeters. But that is only the length of the arc from here to here. We have taken half of the full circumference. So from here to here is just 132. So if we start from here, we have stopped here. We need to come back to this point, and that means we have to add the diameter. So the length of the arc is 132 centimeters, just the arc. Then the perimeter of the shape will now be to add the length of the arc to the diameter, 132 plus 84. What will that give us? 84. 2 plus 4 is 6. 8 plus 3 is 11. Regroup 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. That should give us 216 centimeters. Yes, of course, that is 216 centimeters. So the principle is very simple. Take half of the circumference, that is the arc, then add the diameter. So I'll give you one for you to do. Take this, calculate the perimeter of this semicircle. Take your pi to be 22/7. You will find that this is very easy for you to divide. Begin, you have 1 minute. Alrighty then, did you find it easy to divide as I said? Well, let's go through it together. Taking the length of the arc will be half of the full circumference, and that is half of pi times diameter. That is half of 22/7 times 42/1, because 42 centimeters is the diameter. And so, running through that quickly, he said that 2 goes here 1, and 2 goes here 11. 7 goes here 1, 7 goes here 6. Easy, right? Then you multiply 11 times 6, and you must have gotten 66 centimeters for the length of the arc. Of course, that's the length of the arc. Now we need to add 42 centimeters, because by finding the length of the arc, we've only stopped here. We need to come back to the starting point to complete the perimeter. So we'll add 42 centimeters, 66 centimeters plus 42 centimeters. That should give us 6 plus 2 is 8, 6 plus 4 is 10. That should give us 108 centimeters, and I believe that that is what you got, because that is the correct answer, my friend. Alrighty then. Your assignment is not coming up right now, because we're still going to look at perimeter of quadrants. A quadrant itself is 1/4 of a circle, okay? And it is made up of an arc and 2 radii that are perpendicular, okay? So the arc from A to C is not half of the circle. It is 1/4 of the whole circumference, as you will see. So this is the whole circumference, and it's like we have divided the whole journey into 4 parts. Let me give you a demonstration here. So if I complete this, and I complete this, okay, so this is 1 part of the journey, 1 part of the journey, 1 part of the journey, 1 part of the journey. So this arc is 1 part out of 4 parts, and that is 1/4 of the whole journey. So to find the length of this arc, we will only take 1/4 of the whole journey, and that is 1/4 of the circumference. So from here to here, 1/4. But this line is called what? What is this line called? It's the radius. This is the radius. So find 1/4 of the journey, add it to the radius, add it to another radius. You have found the perimeter of the quadrant, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing now. Okay, so we had the 2 radii, this one, and we'll have gotten that. So let's just say this example to start with. Calculate the perimeter of this quadrant. Again, we need to begin with the arc. And the arc, of course, is 1/4 of the whole journey. That is 1/4 of pi times the diameter. Now, if the radius is 7, what will the diameter be? The diameter is double the radius. So let me just draw it so that you can see. Okay, so drawing the full circle here, the diameter, a semicircle. If this is 7, then this will also be 7 centimeters. Now 7 centimeters plus 7 centimeters, that will give us 14 centimeters. So now we know the diameter. We just multiply pi by the diameter. So even if you don't have the diameter given, you should calculate it, because you need the diameter to get the circumference. Okay, so that is 1/4. Pi is 22/7, and we have calculated the diameter to be 14 centimeters. So now it's easy to divide. 7 goes here 1, 7 goes here 2. 2 goes here 2, 2 goes here 11, then 2 goes here 1, 2 goes here 1. So at the end of the day, I have 1, 1, 1 in the denominator, then I have 11 times 1 in the numerator, and I get 11 centimeters at the top. So that is 11 centimeters, and that is just the length of this arc from here to here, 1/4 of the whole circumference. We are not done. We've only started from here and we have ended here. Then we need to add 7, and we need to add another 7. So to find the full perimeter of the shape, length of the arc 11 centimeters plus 1 7 plus another 7, and that should give us what? 11 plus 7 is what? Quickly, that is 18, and 18 plus 7 is what? It is 25 centimeters, my friend. So the summary of this is that when you want to find the perimeter of semicircles, take half of the circumference and then add the diameter. But to find the perimeter of quadrants, take 1/4 of the circumference and then add the 2 radii, and you will get your perimeter. So don't get carried away by just finding the length of the arc and say you've gotten the perimeter. No. Take the length of the arc and add the lines that are left, whether it's a diameter or it is the radii. Now, to your homework, you have 1 minute to take this down, and I'll be right back with, today is Thursday, and we have Thursday teasers. Hello children, you are welcome to this segment of the mathematics class. It is Thursday teasers where I give you something to challenge your thinking. Today's teaser promises to be interesting. Do you remember the fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt? When he wins a race, he does this. Aha! There are so many Usain Bolts on the screen, but one of them is different. You have 30 seconds to find out the different bolts. Begin. Alrighty then, 30 seconds over. I believe that you found that different bolt very easily. Of course, it is this madam. Usain Bolt does not sport a skirt. He's always putting on, a pair of shorts to run that race. That is the odd bolt. Now we've come to the end of the mathematics class for today. But do not go away because Uncle Popo is going to be here very soon with that general studies lesson, which promises to be interesting. Till I come your way in the next maths class, do remain wonderful mathematicians. Bye-bye now.
Hello pupils, you are welcome to General Studies class. I am Uncle Popo. Let's open today's lesson the usual way we've been doing. Uncle Popo is here.
I am also here.
Great, we are here together.
100% attention.
Excellent, 100% attention is what I want you to give me in today's lesson. Our subject for today is civic education. And in civic education, we are having a very simple and interesting topic. And the topic for today is national symbols. Say that. National symbols. What brought about having national symbols? Although in the olden days we had a scenario that made them to have symbols to identify or giving them certain marks that people will identify certain people from another. In that village, we are the people of Gbogunleri and Awoyaya. The people of Gbogunleri and Awoyaya, they are having boundary close to each other. Now, their eyes, complexion, everything they have in common. So it's very difficult for them to identify the people of Gbogunleri or to identify the people of Awoyaya. So it got to a time that there was a clash between the two villages, And because of that, the Gbogunleri people could not identify the Awoyaya people, and unknowingly they started killing. The Gbogunleri people will kill Gbogunleri children, will kill the people of Gbogunleri, even the Awoyaya too. So because of that, they killed themselves without knowing, because they had no symbol or certain mark or thing to identify them. And because of that, they thought of it that, okay, to avoid this in the future, so let's have symbol or certain thing that will differentiate, that will make us know that this is Gbogunleri and this is Awoyaya. And then that is how they got their different symbols, that whenever they see this, they know that this is for Gbogunleri. Whenever they see this kind of symbols, they will know that this is for Awoyaya people. And they got that as their trademarks. Then in today's economy, let me say in Nigeria, even all over the world, we are now having different national symbols, at which when they see those symbols, they will know that this is for a certain country. Nigeria as a country has national symbols that when you see these symbols, they will know that this is Nigeria. This is for Nigerians. So all these symbols, national symbols, is what we want to look at today. Now, the learning objectives. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to 1. Say the meaning of national symbols, and 2. List the national symbols. What are national symbols? National symbols are marks, signs, and objects for which a country is known or recognized. National symbols are marks, signs, and objects for which a country is known or recognized. Just like I told you in that story, those marks, those objects through which a country or village is known. So that's national symbols. Now, what are they? Well, we have the flag. Anywhere you say Nigeria flag, you will know that, wow, this is Nigeria. This is the flag of Nigeria. Anywhere you see the flag of another country, you will be able to say this is for that country. So we have all these symbols, and we shall be looking at them one after the other. In Nigeria, for example, certain symbols are being in use across the nation. What are these symbols we are talking about? These symbols, which appear either as songs, recitation, or as material items, have stood the test of time and are recognized even by other countries. So anywhere they see, even in another country, they know that this is for Nigeria. Examples of national symbols now. Let's look at them one after the other. The first one is the Constitution. Say that. The Constitution. So Constitution is one of our national symbols. When we say Constitution, what do we mean? It's a body of rules and regulations which are used to govern a state or country. Nigeria is presently operating the 1999 Constitution. It's a federal constitution. It gives powers and guides all the various institutions of government. So what I'm saying in essence is the Nigerian Constitution is a book. So anywhere they see it, they will know that this is one of the national symbols of Nigeria, because other countries will not have the same exactly like Nigeria. So the Constitution is one of our national symbols. Next one is Nigerian map. Say that. Nigerian map. This is another symbol. Anywhere they see this, anybody see it, even outside the country, they will know, okay, this is Nigerian map, and it's one of the symbols to show our identity. So Nigerian map is one of the national symbols. Nigerian map represents the location of the country, the various states with the federation, and other physical features such as hills, rivers, mountains, and so on. Nigeria contains 36 states, and the federal capital territory, Abuja, is divided into these unequal parts by rivers and Niger. In one word, Nigerian map is one of our national symbols. Next one is the national anthem and pledge. The national anthem and pledge. That is why when Nigeria, our footballers representing Nigeria want to play, they will have to sing our national anthem. And some other people, when they hear it, they will know that, wow, this is Nigerian national anthem, or this is Nigerian national pledge. So it's one of our national symbols. Now, talking about national anthem and pledge, they represent the nation's virtues, values, and the call for national patriotism. There is also a prayer in it, which is a request to God to guide our leaders right. The national anthem before independence was composed by Miss L.J. Williams. This is an opportunity to know this. Let me say that again. The national anthem before independence was composed by Miss L.J. Williams, composed into song by Miss F. Bender. However, the new national anthem was written by Mr. Benedict Emmanuel Odiase. This is just the word I want you to underline here. Our new national anthem was written by Mr. Benedict Emmanuel Odiase. Was written by who? Mr. Benedict Emmanuel Odiase. So that's about our national anthem. Next is Nigerian flag. That's one of our national symbols. Talking about Nigerian flag, we have its green, white, green. So it's divided into 3 equal parts. The green stands for the rich soil, that's agriculture, while the white stands for peace and unity of the country. So when asked into how many divisions do we have this, don't say 2. And don't say we have just green and white. You say green, white, green. Those are the 3 divisions. And the national flag was designed by Mr. Taiwo Akinkunmi. The national flag was designed by who? Mr. Taiwo Akinkunmi. So take note of that. So this is it, one of our national symbols. Next is the coat of arms. The coat of arms, I know you have seen this before. So especially when the president is addressing the people, I think he will say something like this. So it has meaning. It is called a memorial bearing. The motto of the country, what's the motto of the country of Nigeria? That is unity and faith, peace and progress. The motto of the country is what? Unity and faith, peace and progress. The coat of arms was adopted in the country in the year 1960. The coat of arms was adopted in what year? In the year 1960. So take note. Next one is Nigerian currency. That's another one of the national symbols. Nigeria, anywhere you say Nigerian currency, you will know that this represents Nigeria. Likewise, we see another currency that's not Nigerian currency. We know that, okay, this is for this country, this is for that country. It's their own one of their own national symbols. Like we have our own Nigerian currency. So they are in different units called kobo and naira. Although some of you are not very familiar with spending kobo, because you do spend naira, and I don't think some of you have even seen kobo before. So the units, we have it in kobo and in naira. And we have 8 denominations. What do I mean by that? The 5 naira, 10 naira, 20 naira, 50 naira, 100 naira, 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira. So that's the 8 denominations that we have. So talking about Nigerian currency, they bear different symbols, pictures of Nigerians and their cultural heritage. Next one is Nigerian passports. Nigerian passport. There is no way you will want to travel outside the country that you will not need to have Nigerian passport. So it's one of our national symbols. So this includes all the particulars of an individual as a citizen of Nigeria. They are often used for trips abroad. That means when you want to travel outside the country, you will need it. And for easy identification. These are issued by Nigeria Diplomatic Consulate Office abroad, and it can be withdrawn for any reason. It's time for evaluation. I have just 2 questions. Question number 1, what are national symbols? Question number 2, mention 5 national symbols. You have just 30 seconds to attempt this. Okay, it's time to mark. The first question, What are national symbols? National symbols are marks, signs, and objects for which a country is known or recognized. 5 examples of national symbols: the Nigerian Constitution, the Nigerian map, national anthem and pledge, Nigerian flag, the coat of arms, the Nigerian currency, the national passport. Any 5 of these, you are very correct. So mark accordingly and rate yourself. Until next time, Uncle Popo says, keep on studying. Bye.
My wonderful pupils, we have come to the end of another exciting episode on the Classroom in Your Home.
An exciting one indeed it has been for us. We have enjoyed ourselves learning with you today, and we hope that you have had fun learning from us as well, and you were able to pick up 1 or 2 things in your classes in mathematics, English studies, and of course, general studies. Now, practice is the mother of perfection, and you know that we have our online assessments for you to try your hands on and see how well you have learned today's lessons. You can find all these online assessments using the link bit.ly/LASUBEB test. Link again is bit.ly/LASUBEB TESTS. There you'll find exercises on lessons that we have taught from the beginning of this program till date.
Taking the online assessment on bit.ly/LASUBEB tests is based on if you have access to either your daddy's, your mommy's, your uncle's, or your auntie's Android or smartphones.
Yeah.
If not, you don't have a problem. Just send your comments, your questions, and your assignment to 081 50 86 5663. Please send your assignment there, and when you're sending your assignment, make sure you indicate your name,
Indicate your school,
Your class.
and your local government education authority. And I've always told you, do not call that line. SMS and WhatsApp messages only.
All the exciting lessons we had today and the previous ones are on Lagos UBEB YouTube channel for you to watch at your own preferred time. Subscribe to Lagos UBEB YouTube channel to get notification when new videos are uploaded. The Classroom in Your Home could be watched live on Facebook through the page showing on the screen.
Until our next lesson, when we shall meet again on the Classroom in Your Home, make sure you do your homework and submit promptly.
Wash your hands regularly.
keep studying hard, but above all,
Stay safe.
because at LASUBEB,
We leave no child behind.